We're live! Hello, everyone! Wel-
Hello.
Welcome to the Live Reality Game Shows podcast. I'm your host, Lee. With me is all-star villain, should still be in the game, Madison.
True.
And today we are talking about episode 13 and 14 of Syrvivor Syracuse Heroes Vs Villains, Final 7 and Final 6.
True.
Oh, God, I have my background open.
Let's
I have
go.
this. So, Madison, what were your thoughts on these past two episodes?
They were shorter episodes for sure. I loved the hockey challenge. That was super
Yeah,
cool. I wish I
that's
had the chance to do that. That was just very fun to watch. And then there was superlatives again for the second
again double
time.
superlatives only in Survivor Syracuse.
Oh, only in Survivor Syracuse. And then we saw two boots. Um
Two,
two
two
of them.
hero boots.
Two hero in a row.
Yeah, and
Mm,
what boots they were.
yes.
Well,
Yes.
let's start off with the episode 13 episode beginning. And what better way to start off an episode than to continue the trend of the season of shit talking Hannah Dolan?
Ugh, horrible.
The girl is gone, and these people are still talking about her.
Yeah,
And
they
kind
do
of in
be.
a very rude way, pretty much saying like Hannah was an idiot for wanting Jack out.
I know, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, it's like she went in with a plan to vote off Jack, and she pretty much, I don't know how obvious she made it to everyone, but in the point of the audience, she made it very obvious that Jack was going to be her target.
Mhm.
So that's kind of more on Kat not willing to vote off Jack and just more willing to vote off
I
Jake.
agree, like, in theory, it could have worked. Yeah, I don't like the Hannah Dolan hate.
Yeah,
None
we
of that.
don't like it. We can probably chalk that up to your best Judy Gabby probably convincing Hannah being like, "Yeah, we're gonna vote off Jack, don't you worry," and then her being
And
like,
then
"Sorry,
sneaking her.
sorry, Hannah, love ya, but
Yeah,
these people will take me further."
yeah. Which, I don't know, but
I think everybody is taking Gabby far. I think that's
mhm.
definitely safe to say.
Okay,
So, oh yeah, and one more thing before we get into the challenge. Mitch, if you did all those sticky notes in your background, where did you get the time?
true. I know he had or still has roommates, and maybe they helped, but a very impressive background. I'm a big fan of the sticky note background.
Yeah, love the pattern. I wish I could have an interesting background myself, but all I
Yeah.
have is a wall.
It was kinda Easter themed with the colors, I appreciated it.
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, sticky notes usually come in like the yellow, green, luminous
The
pink
pastels,
colors.
kind of, yeah. You're right. I stand by my comment, though.
Yeah, perfectly in time with Easter.
Yes, for those that
What
saw.
else is in time with Easter? Not this challenge, because it's the superlatives challenge again.
Again.
Yeah. So, if you don't know how Survivor superlatives work, it's pretty much touchy subjects. Everybody answers questions, usually deep emotional questions about the game, and the tribe has to guess who the majority answer is.
Yes.
And we got your standard questions, and so let's go through. I don't. Yeah, let's go through it one by one. So the best. Oh wait, that's not the beginning. So the first person superlative was doesn't deserve to be in the final seven, which Mitch won. Yay! I can probably put that up to the fact that he got voted off.
Yeah, I think that was as deep as that question really went.
Yeah. So it was kind of an easy answer.
Mhm.
The next was most deserving, and the winners of that were Jake, obviously, Kat, obviously, and Cam. Kind of a shock, a little bit. But
A little bit. I was surprised to see that too, but,
yeah, good on Cam.
good on Cam, I agree,
Yeah.
100%.
Jake is voted the best liar. I mean, he got the name Snake Neighbor for a reason.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, most deserving were all the season one players left in the game.
No, that's true. Didn't
Shout out to
notice that.
Paul, who got voted off early.
Yeah, R.I.P. Paul.
Yeah. Cam's the worst liar, which Cam will be the first one to tell you that.
True, she was upfront about it. She was like, "Yeah, these are the facts. Let me tell you
Yeah.
right off the
I'm
bat."
the worst liar because I don't lie.
True. It's quite a strategy.
Yeah, I mean, Cam seems like one of those people who's like, I don't see the point of lying, so what's the point of doing it?
I don't know.
Jack apparently needs to stop talking.
But he voted for himself and he was like, "Oh, there was strategy in that." So I'm like, "All right,
Yeah,
well,
he was throwing the challenge.
I guess so."
He kept saying like, "Can you throw a superlative challenge?" You kind of can. Just vote for I don't know, vote for yourself the whole time.
Yeah, you're right.
As a person who talks to Jack, do you think he talks too much?
No. In the game though, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, everybody likes going off about how Jack is like super paranoid in this game. Uh, People want to take Gabby and Mitch out on dates.
True.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Gabby seems like a fun time to go around. Would I pick those two? Not necessarily. Who I will say, I'd rather not say.
I was gonna ask, Lee, like, what's the tea?
um,
Who would you go with?
I think Jake would be fun to go on a date with.
Okay, okay. Jake
We can,
watches these.
yeah. Hi,
So,
Jake, if you're watching.
yeah.
I feel like we just talk all like Survivor stats and strats
Mm,
and what's right or wrong.
yes, you have a great time.
Who would you?
Um, probably Cam.
Madison. Yeah, you're going like, oh, who do I like that's still left?
I like most of them, okay? That's gosh. Oh my goodness.
So, okay, you like most of them. I wonder who that one or two person could be. The mystery continues.
The mystery continues.
Abby is most likely to be successful in life. So, if out of all the superlatives, that's probably like the best to get.
Yeah, I was proud of her for
Yeah,
that. She's living it
it's
up.
it's not most likely to win the game. It's not who's playing the best game. Is most likely to do great in life. So, Abby,
Absolutely.
if you're not going to win the season and you're constantly being called the coattail rider, at least you're going to be successful in
At
life.
least she'll be successful in life.
Yeah. Woo to Abby. Jack takes the game too seriously. We can
Wait.
kind of guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
What were you going to say?
And Jake doesn't? Like, I don't know. I would happily take that one. I'd be like, "I take this game seriously." Like, I don't know. I think that's, like,
But
a positive
too
one to get.
seriously? I
Okay,
think it was
too
the too
seriously.
seriously that got
I
people.
guess so.
I
Alright, fair
think
enough.
that's what got people to vote
Then
Jack
Jack.
rather than Jake. Although maybe Jake was just off by one vote.
I don't know.
And Abby doesn't take the game seriously enough, which nobody guessed.
I was surprised about that one.
I think it's always viewed like not Gabby. Oh, Jake, I know you apologize for this, but why did you have to line with people that have similar names?
Mhm. Mhm.
Abby is viewed as a coattail rider and just doing what Jake or Jack says, so that's probably why people think like she's not taking the game
I guess so,
seriously.
and that's so unfair.
Even though everybody said, "Oh, it's Cam or Gabby," which seemed like the obvious answer. And then Abby's like, "It's because I don't bring my buff, isn't it?" It's like,
That's
yes, that,
absolutely, that's it. Absolutely.
yeah, you don't bring your buff, so you're not taking the game seriously. We're not going to vote for you to win. This next one was funny. Most likely to break COVID restrictions just to find an idol.
That was funny.
Everybody,
Yeah, that
everybody
was
voted Jack. Did you ever break COVID restrictions to find an
I don't think
idol?
I wore my mask. I don't know how, because it's outdoors, so I feel like I never broke COVID restrictions looking for an idol. Did I risk getting frostbite? Maybe, but that's
Well,
not
that's
COVID.
different.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
different.
COVID. It's
That's a different
frostbite.
problem. Yeah.
I think it's because some idols are hidden inside. Like, didn't one of the ones Jake find those behind a picture in some hall?
I don't know. I
Hmm,
thought they were all had to be outside.
maybe. Although that was a funny one. Most likely have an idol. Everybody pretty much knows it's. Well, I would say everybody pretty much knows it's Jake, but I think everybody's convinced it's Jack.
Yeah, that was a reoccurring comment people were making for sure.
Yeah, you had like Cam and Kat being like, Mitch 100% has an idol. You had Gabby being like, I'm convinced Jack has an idol.
The
And I think at one point,
pendulum.
Pendulum. Gabby once again proving that crystals do not work.
Yeah.
No disrespect to anyone who believes in those crystals. I find them fascinating. But
Yeah. Yeah.
if you ever question, do crystals work? Watch this episode and just Gabby
Hey,
in general.
maybe the pendulum just confused Jake and Jack's names.
Yes, like I do every episode.
Absolutely.
Or maybe she wasn't specific enough. Like, does Jack currently have an idol? Because Jack has had idol in the past, so maybe that's what the crystal was picking up.
Absolutely.
Social threats are Mitch, Jack, and Jake, all the guys.
Yeah, that annoyed me.
Yeah. Strategic threat, Jake, obviously. Physical threat, Mitch and Cam. They won immunities. Although immunities have pretty much been spread out.
Yeah,
the
you're
whole...
totally right, with the exception of Jack and Gabby, I think.
Well, Jack technically won an individual immunity back when Eli and Cassidy were voted off.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. And he also won, sorry to bring this up, an immunity in the transition tribal.
That's true.
So Gabby's the only one with no immunity win.
Okay.
And considering how she was voted off her first season, not a surprise.
Rip. Buddy tribe.
Gabby. Body tribe strong. And she's representing the only season 3 person left in the game.
Yeah.
So good on you, girl. She went from the first one to be voted off of her tribe to the last one remaining.
There you go.
All she needed was just to come back. Who is playing the most different game? Cam. I'm pretty sure she got this question in the first superlatives as well.
It's kind of by default, and I'm pretty sure people remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like she's playing the most different game because she didn't play one the first time. So it's like, obviously, it's Cam. Who's playing the most similar game? Abby. I guess people viewed her as a coattail rider in her first season as well.
Yeah.
Would you say Abby is probably playing the most similar game last time?
I think so, but I also think Jack's game is similar. And Jake's game is similar.
Yeah, I think Jack's is...
They're all their own person, so their game resembles who they are. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too deep with this, but if people are considering Abby's game as similar, I think there are similarities with Jack's game, Jake's game.
Everyone's game, except for Cam.
Mm-hmm.
And Gabby.
Yeah, and Gabby.
And probably Kat, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I view Jack's game different because in his first season, his social game was terrible. Just to say the least. And then this one, he's definitely a lot more social. Like, it's clearly seen with the fact that, one, everybody shares information with him the whole time. Two, he's still there.
He's still there. He's still kicking.
And his name has barely been brought up by anyone who isn't Hannah Dolan.
That's true.
Who's most likely to ride coattails? Your girl Gabby. Which kind of everybody keeps calling Abby the coattail rider, but now it's Gabby. Maybe people are just getting mixed up with the names.
Maybe.
Make up your mind. Is Abby riding coattails or is this Gabby? Which one is it? It can't be both. Jake is being seen as a leader, which Jack is probably relieved to hear since the whole pre-merge people were...
Yeah, Jack got that one earlier on, and he was just like, I don't need that title on my back. So Jake got it.
Yeah, Jake, you can have it. Kat's most likely to be a bitter juror.
I was surprised about that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who out of the cast would... I firmly believe there's no such thing as bitter jurors. I know you would not believe that, being a victim of it.
Yeah.
But I like to believe, like, nobody's really a bitter juror. It's just everybody has different goals on what they want to see in the game. And if people be like...
agree to disagree on this one.
Yeah. And if people are like, I'm not voting you because I just simply don't like you, that's you having a bad social game with that one person.
Or they just don't like you, and it's out of your control.
Yeah, I mean, there is, like, those things where it's like people just naturally don't like you for some reason.
Yeah.
We all got that person.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely to win, Jake. I didn't know if it was obvious with everybody saying it the entire time, but that one came as a shock to me. Do you see Jake winning the game?
I do. He's killing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, guaranteed shot at Final Four.
Very impressive.
Well done. And worst chance of winning the game? I'm sure you cried when you heard that Gabby has the worst chance of winning the game.
I didn't really know why she was chosen for that, but
I think like the coattail riding, she's being viewed as like not making the move. But out of everyone, yeah, it's just really hard to see like who has a bad chance of winning the game. That's probably coming from an audience perspective. Definitely when you're in the game, you can definitely look at your players and be like, you are definitely not winning. Like when you played when you were entering like final six, final seven, final five, was there anyone where it's like, okay, I'm definitely beating this person at the end?
Yeah, that's how I viewed Zach.
Yeah, I think that's how a lot of people viewed Zach. We don't like to talk about it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Most likely to be a dark horse and win, Mitch, Kat, and Gabby.
Yeah, that's a vague question that makes sense. A lot of people got it.
Yeah. So Gabby has the worst chance of winning the game, but
But
she has
she's
the
also
best
a dark
chance.
horse.
Yeah, it's like, where do these come from?
Yeah.
And if Final Seven were to have were be the final, and people were going to vote to win, who would win? There was a tie between Kat, Jake, and Jack.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, the three names everybody's been saying the whole episode, so obviously they would be it. So tie happens. It's between Jake, Kat, and Abby. I almost said Gabby. Oh god, this final four is going to be annoying when we have to do it. So they got to answer superlative questions that the pre-jury came up with. Did you? So talk a bit about these questions when you were asked it back then, when you should have been voted back into the game.
I am blanking on the question. What was the question that?
There was two. It was least worthy to be there and most worthy to be there. Those were the two that were asked.
I see. Yep, I recall. I was just like, dang, that's like intense. That's an intense thing to ask because obviously as pre-jury, you're done. But yeah, I probably put like Gabby for one, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you probably put her as least worthy to be there.
And then I probably put Jack as most worthy.
Yeah. Everybody, although the majority of the pre-jury thinks Cam's the least worthy to be there.
Yeah.
Kind of a shock, but kind of not.
Yeah, because there's a good amount of villains in the pre-jury that didn't have the chance to play with Cam, so I would attribute that to that, but who knows?
Yeah, and I think that's what Kat and Abby failed to remember when they were voting on who was the most worthy to be there, because Kat said Derek. I think that's probably the last person anyone. I don't even think his name was ever mentioned in. I don't know the results of these questions, but I think it's fair to say nobody voted for Derek to most worthy to be there. Abby said Austin, which I'm guessing some of the heroes may have voted for. But Jake guessed Owen, and Owen was the correct answer. So well done, Owen. You might have been voted off. What was it? 9th place?
Yeah.
Yeah, but majority of the pre-jury think you were definitely the most certain to be there because he made the most moves in the pre-jury. I mean, 2 correct idol plays.
That's true. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And with that, Jake wins immunity, and like I said, guaranteed final 4 thanks to those 2 idols.
2 idols. Crazy.
Yeah. He gets to join you in the Found 2 Idols Club.
Dang right he does.
We don't count the poison idol because that was a whole weird thing that happened. That was technically a veto, not an idol.
Gotcha.
God, that Big Brother twist was like weird. Loved it, but my God, was it weird. And we apparently hear Jack through the challenge.
I don't know.
I mean, of all the challenges to throw, the superlatives is maybe an okay one because you don't want to piss people off.
I just think it wouldn't have made much of a difference.
Yeah, and you can tell like Jake was definitely going try-harding it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he knew if I win this, I'm not only guaranteed final 6, I'm guaranteed final 4. And if I'm guaranteed final 4, I'm guaranteed to win. Jack not trying to piss everybody off, that's a first. Jake listing off more stats, not strats, no stats, that he won
Stats
the
and strats.
stats and strats. He has now won the most individual immunities of anybody in Syracuse history. I will be double checking that, but
There you
he's
go.
more right. He's most likely more right than I am. Kat just seems pissed off this episode.
Yeah, she was done. I was impressed with her this episode. I really was. She tried to wiggle herself out of there hardcore. She tried some things. Unfortunately, people just were not having it. They were not given an inch. But I was impressed by her this episode. She really gave it her all. But yeah, she was upset. As probably she should have been.
Yeah, she knew that like I'm the next to go, and there's nothing I can do. Especially when she came so close to winning that immunity.
Yeah, good self-awareness.
Yeah, she's definitely self-aware of her game. Unlike, no, not really. Unlike some other people. I was going to say unlike others, but everybody here is pretty self-aware of their game, which is very rare in Survivor.
That's true.
Usually there's
There was a
usually
lack
just
of
like
that in season 3.
yeah, there's usually like one delusional person being like, "Oh, I'm definitely going to win this season," when they did nothing the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
I would name names, but I can't think of any at the top of my head.
There you go.
I'm also trying to be nice because you never know when I might see these people.
I
That's
know.
the scary thing with college survivors. Like you're reviewing this and like there's a chance you might meet these people like somewhere in the org community.
Yeah, that's true. And they'll remember.
Yes, I still remember making a comment on Michigan's. I left comments all the Michigan 4 season, and not to say I got called out in the pre-jury podcast, but I kind of got called out in the pre-jury podcast. And then one of the players, I think, pretty sure I mentioned this already at some point, because I like talking about me.
Yay! I mean,
Have you ever had Have you ever had that experience where it's like
where I enjoy talking about myself? Yes, but I know
I
that's
mean,
not what you
yeah, of like you you go on like these podcasts or you do an interview or like something like this, and you just constantly talk bad about this one person that you've never met, and then you meet them.
I can't say I've had that problem, but who knows?
Maybe in the future.
Maybe in the future.
Maybe on like a future like all-star college survivor season where it's
Absolutely.
like Michigan versus Maryland versus
Oh,
Syracuse
I love
versus
that. Oh, I need
the
it.
amount of yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody wants this to happen, but nobody has the funds, time, or career to actually make it happen.
Who knows?
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah. Here, let's put in fantasy. We're going to have an all-star Syracuse season, and you get to pick the Syracuse people to join. We'll say we're going to do Australian season 1 style. That way we get a lot of people, and make it 3 tribes of 8. What 4 guys and 4 girls would you bring on the Syracuse All Stars? And you cannot pick yourself
I can't pick myself. Then what's the point? No, I'm kidding.
because we need to give everybody a fair shot to win.
Fine. Four ladies and 4 guys. All right.
Yep. Now we're going to ignore who has graduated, who
Yeah, no,
has left. We're going to ignore that. This is pure fantasy.
all right. Of the guys, I'd pick Jake, Jack, Mitch, and I guess Austin.
The joy in your voice when you said that.
But Derek as an alternate would be Derek.
Okay.
And then of the ladies, I would pick Lydia, Geneva, Hannah, and myself.
I mean, I would say you can pick yourself, but when I'm thinking about it, who else would you pick? I'm happy with most of them. I think instead of Mitch, I would put Paul.
Oh yes, absolutely.
And trying to think, would I put anyone in instead of Austin?
I would
like
definitely put Paul in there for sure.
Yeah, I think Jack, Jake, Paul, and Austin are great for the guys, and for the girls, you obviously, Hannah, Geneva, Lydia would be good. I think Sabrina would also be fun to put in. There's
Yeah.
just so many options.
For sure.
So if somebody's out there, make this happen.
Yeah.
Where am I? Oh yeah, Gabby going. Gabby's like the only person that says nice things about Hannah at this point. Because she's like, I miss acting major Hannah Dolan, so she can give Jack some tips on how to act. Because
Yeah.
not convinced he has an idol. Well, when he doesn't have an idol,
True.
it's just like so funny to see like she's like Jack 100% has his idol, and I don't trust him. Well, he has no idol. And then Abby's having PTSD to her season when she got voted off, and there was like 17 idols being thrown at them each time.
That was funny.
Yeah, it's like, what is this, actual Survivor where there's an idol every 30 seconds? Oh god, that season was something.
In a way, I wish I had more opportunity to find idols so I could break some of the records, but they were a little bit. There weren't a lot of idols to find in season 3.
Yeah, I think it was literally only one idol per tribe and then a merge idol.
Yep, there were just 4.
Yeah, and then this season it seems like there's a couple
Mm-hmm.
that nobody can find because they seem to be impossible to find.
Because they're gone. Yeah.
Because they're gone. The reason you can't find them is because they're not there. Or they're hidden in emails. I bet now everyone's like, just to make sure there's no idol in this email, is there?
Mm-hmm.
Everything's an idol. Oh yeah, I wrote here, Gabby proving crystals don't work. Tribal Council is in a cool building.
True.
Yeah. Do you know what that room is?
I'm trying to remember. I think it was in the art building.
Oh, fun. More tribal councils in like fun building areas.
Yeah, of course.
That for when I edit my occasional every tribal council vote ever videos,
Yeah,
I can
so
actually
differentiation. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, I
Variety.
can actually hear what they're saying.
Yeah.
It is so difficult, especially when you have wind blowing. And then, even though it was such a cool building, the vote was not so cool because Kat was the one that went home in a 5-2 vote, and she pretty much said, Jack and Jake, I'm voting one of yous to win.
Yeah.
So, what are our thoughts on Miss Catherine's second time playing?
I think she killed it. I think she really she played better this season. She made it farther, I believe. Yeah, she definitely made it farther. And I think maybe she had a slow start, but that's partially due to the heroes just kept on winning. And though she should have chosen to work with me, it worked out for her, and yeah, she did well.
Yeah, Kat definitely was a huge improvement from her first season.
Mm-hmm.
Because her first season, she wasn't there.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And then this season, pretty much running not the villains, the heroes tribe, running it. And kind of controlling their whole tribe until it kind of all went downhill.
Until they all got voted out, yeah.
Yeah, until they all got voted off one by one. Thank you, Swap.
Yep.
You made the season more interesting. You can definitely see in this last episode, she was pretty much like, I want someone deserving to win this, because the main theme of like this episode was who's deserving to win. And everyone's pretty much saying Jack, Jake, and Kat, but now it's just Jack and Jake, are the only people who deserve to win. And Mitch, Cam, Gabby, and Abby kind of don't.
Yeah, I disagree with that. I think everyone deserves to win in their own way. So, yeah.
You have a lot of people pretty much saying, like Abby pretty much saying, like, the reason I'm not voting off Jake is because I know he has 2 idols, so it'll make sense once you're watching this. But the problem is the jury will not watch this until it comes out in the end of the year.
Yeah, something that I did experience.
Yeah, everyone
in season 3 had vlogs where I was like, if only the jury could watch it back and see that my work behind the scenes.
Yeah, too bad you can't like send like vlogs like, here jury, here's my vlogs. I have been strategizing. Please.
If only the jury were Maddie stands.
Yeah, if only the jury was the audience. It's like that scene from Heroes vs Villains where Russell Town's like, let the audience decide who played the
Yeah.
best game. And it's like, 73% people voted for Madison to win the season, 27 voted for Lydia, and I think there's a silver for Zach. Who knows?
Yeah. Woo.
Either way, Madison wins.
Mhm.
You all win in our hearts.
Absolutely.
And now we're on to episode 14, Ice Hockey.
I loved this challenge. I thought it was very entertaining. We saw Joe Sacamano doing the hockey, showing us the ropes. I loved it. I loved to watch this one.
Yeah, that seems so much fun. I love like the ice skating arena.
Mhm.
Petition for future challenges to be like on skates.
Yeah.
And oh god. And it pretty much comes down to shooting challenges, and Abby wins.
Abby won. Abby won. And Cam had a good showing. She did very well.
Yeah, she definitely got very close to.
Absolutely. But Abby won.
They went like a few rounds where it was just like those two constantly scoring.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this was important for Abby because it's one more thing that if she were to make it to the end, she can put on her resume. Yeah.
Yeah, she does try in the challenges. Whoever voted for her as doesn't take the game too seriously.
Yep.
And there might be a new potential idol, question mark? Who knows? Everything's an idol. We get clips of a skating party, which looks fun.
Oh my gosh, I wish I was there. It looks so fun.
Oh no, where were you?
I don't know. I assume I was invited, but I don't know.
Probably too busy like doing schoolwork.
I think that was probably it, yeah.
Yeah. Jack calls his ally dumb for keeping him in the game, which
it's called loyalty.
Yeah, but sometimes you have to realize loyalty ain't shit when it means you can't win.
True.
And I very much agree. Everyone pretty much watching agrees, like, yeah, they should have got rid of Jack like a good while ago. They should have got rid of Jake a good while ago. Maybe at the transition point. The reason we keep bringing it up is because it's true.
For sure.
And some of us are still hurting.
Some of us are still hurting.
Yeah. Jake was like questioning, why would Abby give Jack the clue? And I'm sitting here thinking, if you got the clue, you would have just shared it with Jack anyway.
Exactly. I thought that to myself as well. That was fun.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter who Abby would have given the clue to, they would have shared it with
Everyone
Jack.
ends up with it, yeah.
Yeah, everybody
Jack
gets
given it to Gabby, and Gabby, yeah.
Yeah, Gabby probably would have given it to Mitch, would have given it to Cam.
And so everyone gets a clue.
Yeah, at this point, Luke should just be like, here's the clue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Gabby finds 5 dead birds.
Not that.
Syracuse, clean your streets.
Well, she was looking under bushes, so you can't blame Syracuse. I feel like if there's going to be a place where there are dead birds, it's going to be under bushes.
But to be fair, she was looking for an idol. Oh yeah, back in the first episode where it's like Cam and Kat are like in the bushes.
In the bushes, yes.
We are bush people. Bush took her trial.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. And then Jack pretty much is like, I'm going to pretend to vote for Jake so they don't vote for me because I know Jake is safe anyway, but I don't want my name written down again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty much everyone's pretending to vote for people that they are not.
Yeah, it seems so extra. It seems overly... seems overplayed, but
yeah,
who knows?
It's a majority of 4. Yeah. You just need to do a 2-2 split, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you have people being like, "Ooh, maybe if we all vote, let's all vote for Gabby in case somebody plays an idol," or "Ooh, vote for Jack instead of Jake," and way too much game for pretty much a potential simple. I mean, Mitch is asking to be voted off at this point. I mean, he's literally asking.
Yeah.
Which is kind of disappointing to hear since
and kind of annoying back in.
Yeah, especially when you were voted back in, it's like kind of annoying, like, oh, what, somebody else could have gone in and I know maybe done something at the game or at least make it somewhat entertaining even if it was only for an episode. Yeah, if only there was somebody that I'm doing this podcast with right now.
Jason voted for me.
Jason Bowen. Why couldn't more people be like Jason?
Exactly, man.
Oh
Exactly.
god, the world would be in chaos. Cam's. Let's talk about Cam because Cam is like
Okay.
really trying.
Yeah.
She's like trying to. She's giving everything she can, and it's just like falling on deaf ears.
Yeah.
Cause
Definitely was trying there.
yeah,
And that's what Kat did too. The heroes are like taking this last minute grasp at air, trying to make it. And it's just like the villains are just like, nah, sorry. Bye. Which I get as a villain. That's kind of like,
I mean, the heroes probably would have done the same.
yeah, exactly. Oh, and they did do the same. But
They did. So is this just karma?
yeah, maybe.
It's kind of bad karma. People maybe should have stuck more with the villains instead of being all like hero strong.
Maybe.
Maybe. I guess when they saw like, ooh, Carl tried to work with the villains and he immediately got screwed.
Well, okay.
Working with villains means going home, but also not working with villains means going home. It's a lose-lose
I don't know.
situation.
Carl targeted me, so bye.
Again, karma.
Yes.
Have all the people that voted for you? No. I was about to say, has everybody that voted for you went home? And I was like, no, because Jake and Gabby are still in.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't talk about transition tribal.
We don't talk about
The transition.
tribal.
No. We don't talk about transition. That kind of sounds bad. It's like, we don't talk about
I'll figure
transition.
out a way to make that work.
Yeah, Disney, don't sue us.
True.
Jack thinks Jake. Oh, yeah. Jack is now pretty much guessing. I think Jake has 2 idols. He is correct.
He is correct. He didn't even need a pendulum.
Nope, he just. Well, to be fair, the pendulum isn't working for Gabby.
I think the pendulum just confused the names. I think it was working. I just think it got confused.
Again, if somebody has a similar name to you, vote them off early. So, not only for yourself, to help us as the viewers
Absolutely.
not get mixed up.
Hey, that's part of the reason I targeted Molly, because there was already a Holly. So
yeah, it's like, okay, I can't be dealing with Molly and Holly. Molly, you're on my tribe, so bye. Imagine if they were also on this season, like you had Molly, Holly, Kat, Cam. Holly was on the season, but Molly probably couldn't because we can't give her a third shot, can we, to get perjury? Nah. Oh, no. Maybe she'll make the merge.
Stop.
I mean, okay, I also wrote here, love that in every different confessional, Jake's hair changes length.
That's true. Love the haircut.
Yeah, looks nice on you, Jake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mitch wanted to leave, that sucks. Cam's falling. Cam pretty much says, like, in that core group of 4 of Jake, Jack, Gabby, Abby, Jack's kind of on the bottom. Would you agree Jack's on the bottom?
No, but I don't know.
The thing is, it's pretty obvious that once it's down to those 4, Jake or Jack will be leaving next, depending on which one doesn't win immunity.
Yeah, I don't think it's that they're at the bottom. I think it's that they're at the top and we're getting to the end of the game.
Yeah, so the thing is, like, who do Abby and Gabby go with? Because I see Abby more going with Jake, but Gabby more going with Jack.
Yeah.
But I also see it vice versa. I can also see Abby going more with Jack and then Gabby going more with Jake.
I think they would have targeted Jake, but Jake has 2 idols. But I don't know.
Yeah, which only Abby knew about.
But I guess after this episode, he has 1.
Yep. So as long as he plays it or wins the immunity.
Mm-hmm.
And then just more of Gabby being convinced that Jack has the idol and then does her best Jack impersonation.
Mm-hmm.
That he apparently goes on this long speech being like, every idol I find I give to somebody else, which is true. But I think he's more like, 1 shame on me, 2 shame on you, 3 times I have a problem. One day Jack will find an idol and keep it. And not get out Mitch.
True.
Speaking of getting out Mitch, he gets voted off.
Yeah.
Once again to But it wasn't necessarily the deciding thing, but once again, he goes home when somebody plays an idol.
That's true. That's true.
So
Keeps the
Mitch,
streak going.
yeah, Mitch only goes home when idol is played. He pretty much asked for it, which sucks.
But
So
he won some immunities. He lasted more
yeah,
than
he
just
lasted.
one. So
Yeah, he won an immunity. He lasted a while. He kind of made no impact.
but it's okay. We love Mitch. And he brought
Yeah,
content. The food reviews.
Fuse reviews, the sticky note background.
Mm-hmm.
He got the same placement as his good Judy Geneva.
Yes. That was cute.
Yeah,
I love the shout out.
yeah. Shout out to Geneva. We wish you weren't a PhD student.
Yeah, she's killing it.
Yeah, she's killing it in life.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about somebody who's successful in life.
Mm-hmm.
And we're now down to our final five. It's
Yeah.
now Abby, Gabby, Jack,
And
Jake, and Cam.
Cam.
Like, da, 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a little. Let's see if I can quickly find it. I did a stat update of the final five. Oh wait, before I go to that, somebody in the Survivor Reddit Discord, come join it. We're both in it. Mentions how they think Gabby should have flipped on Jack, and Gabby does talk about it, where it's like she's tempted to get Cam and Mitch, tell them vote Jack, and she makes it a 3-2-1. Do you? And everyone's pretty much saying Gabby needs to make a move. Do you think Gabby should have made a move and vote off Jack?
Yeah. I wouldn't have been happy about it, but I think that would have been best for her game.
Yeah, why wouldn't Gabby do it? Why is she sticking with
I think
Abby,
because
Jake, and
Jack's
Jack?
been loyal to her, and maybe she views Jack as in her pocket and useful to her. Whereas maybe she finds Jake and Abby a little bit more suspicious, a little bit more likely to choose someone else over her. But who knows?
Yeah. We see a lot of Gabby, Jake, Abby, Jack, Abby, Jake, Abby. Jack. We never see anything of Gabby and Abby.
Yeah.
Like we never see those two together. We always see like them with either of the guys. Watch them be the final two.
Wild.
Yeah, the jury will be like, can we forfeit our votes? Can we just vote for Madison?
Or Oliver.
Or yeah, can we vote Oliver?
Mm-hmm.
The winner of the season is Luke. Luke just votes for himself.
Mm.
Yeah. So the final five, we have Abby, who originally got 9th place in her season.
Mm.
She has 4 tribal wins, 2 individual immunity wins. She's been to 10 tribals and voted correctly 8 times and has gotten 5 votes.
Okay.
What 2 tribals did she not vote correctly at? I think it was obviously the Eli one because she couldn't vote for her friend. And I think she probably voted for Cam in this one, in the split scenario. And then 5 votes at the beginning of the merge.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got Cam, the last remaining hero. From first person ever to be voted off of Syracuse history to being the last remaining hero on her tribe.
That's quite a story.
Great on you, Cam.
Mm-hmm.
She has 5 tribe wins, 2 individual immunity wins. She's been to 10 tribals and have only voted correctly twice. So while she is the last remaining hero, she has not been on the right side of the numbers for a lot of the season. And she has just gotten her first votes in this tribal. So she goes the longest without receiving a vote. Next is your girl Gabby, who has won 4 tribe wins, no individual immunity wins. She has been to 11 tribals, voted correctly 9 times, and has only gotten 2 votes way back in the early season, back of the poll tribal. I think you were one of those votes.
Yep.
Yep. And Miss Hannah Dolan as well.
Period.
Yeah. And next is pretty much our 2 front runners. We have Jack, who has 4 tribal wins, 2 individual immunity wins, has been to 10 tribals, voted correctly at every tribal, and has only just gotten 2 votes, thanks to Miss Hannah Dolan, Missy Hannah. And then we have Jake Snake Niebuhr has been has been to 11 tribals, voted correctly at 11 of them, and has gotten 9 votes plus 2 cancel votes. So, who has the best shot at winning?
I think we have a couple people who have a shot at winning. I think obviously Jake. I think Jack has a good story. I think Cam has a good story. Yeah.
Yeah, watching it, they all theoretically could win.
Absolutely.
Living it and listening, it seems like it's either Jake or Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Unless those two somehow get voted off, and then we have no idea.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
I think Jake, no matter who he's with, he wins overall. Because I just see the jury members
No, I agree. 100%.
voting him over Jack.
Yeah.
Then Jack has the next highest. And then I think Cam has the third highest because she can easily get those heroes votes. Because I can see the heroes being like, I want a hero to win, so let's vote for Cam.
Mm-hmm.
And then Abby and Gabby, as much as I keep getting their names mixed up, they're interchangeable.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. Thank you everyone for watching. We have the Final 5 and Final 4 episode coming this week, and then the finale next week.
Woo!
We get to see who wins. If nobody knew, it's a Final 2 situation, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're thinking, oh, who's going to join Madison in the third place No Votes Club? No one. She owns it.
It's mine.
Yes. Probably the... Do I want to say the only third placer that deserves to win? Yes.
Thank you.
And speaking of which, I want to quickly show. Now, this idea was stolen from the Keep Your Torch Lit podcast. Shout out to Jack, Sam, and Sarah X from Survivor Michigan, where I pretty much rank everyone that's gotten the same placement. So, well, this is Australian Survivor. Oh, that's Minecraft. So I pretty much have done it with the Syracuse season.
Oh, cool.
And as you can see, Madison is ranked highest compared to the third placers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like
a lot of heroes, a lot of villains in the top ranked.
Mm-hmm.
Owen's there twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as soon as his finals 5 placements are determined, we will see who else joins this list. Only one person at the very end on this season, mainly because they're the person who asked to leave.
Right. I love this. This is really cool.
Yeah, I know you're like a huge fan of spreadsheets.
I am. You know I am.
And as you can see, I got a couple of other seasons there, but I'm not going to show in case of spoiler reasons. And they have nothing to do with this. This is purely Syracuse.
Awesome.
Anyone where you're like, why are they high or why are they low?
No, I think all of this makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I think all of this makes a lot of sense.
Woo!
Yeah. No complaints here.
Yay! There's usually one person being like, why isn't this person hired? Because I don't think they played a good game.
No, I think this is awesome.
As you can also see, you're also ranked high twice.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Yay!
So thank you, Madison, for joining me. Any last words to say?
No, thank you for having me.
Okay. And thank you, everybody, for watching. If you want to see more Survivor Syracuse, you can subscribe to their YouTube channel, follow their socials, join the Survivor Discord, join the Syracuse channel. Me and Madison are in it, as well as some other players of Survivor Syracuse.
Mm-hmm.
If you want more live reality game show podcast stuff, follow the Facebook group, subscribe, all the socials, you know the drill. We also have audio forms, so go to wherever those are being done, and I know 5-star, iHeartRadio, whatever that stuff is. And we'll see you next time for another Survivor Syracuse Heroes vs Villains podcast, Final 5 and 4.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Bye.